history and act with caution in security matters, as this year marks the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II and the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression. Defense Ministry spokesman Jiang Bin made the comments today in response to reports that Japan may export 6 Abukuma-class warships to the Philippines. Jiang said defense cooperation should not target or harm third parties, reminding Japan of its militaristic past during World War II, including occupation of Chinese territory and aggression against neighbors like the Philippines. Let's listen in to the statement.
主张有关国家间的防务安全合作不应针对第三方或损害第三方利益。二战期间，日本军国主义对包括中国、菲律宾在内的周边国家进行侵略和殖民统治，侵占南海诸岛，负有严重历史罪责。近年来，日方突破和平宪法和专守防卫原则，不断对外输出武器装备，妄图拉小圈子搅局南海，给亚太地区制造不稳定因素。今年是中国人民抗日战争继世界反法西斯战争胜利80周年，我们敦促日方深刻反省，汲取历史教训，在军事安全领域谨言慎行，多做有利于维护地区和平。
Now we're joined by Andrew Kpong. He's a China strategist. Thank you, Andrew, for staying with us. How did China's historical references to World War II shape its current security posture in the region, particularly in response to Japan's growing defense partnership, like the proposed warship deal with the Philippines and recent military drill?
The recent military deal with the Philippines has been brokered in a way, or supported at least, by the United States, using both Japan and Philippines and South Korea to form a kind of loose military alliance to contain China, to double down on the first island chain with American military assets centered in Okinawa, the second island chain centered in Guam, together with the AUKUS, Australian, UK, and United States nuclear submarine deal on the south side of the Asia Pacific. Again, forming a tightly knit China containment policy. But the reference to the Second World War is also particularly relevant in the sense that the history of the Second World War bears witness to a kind of disastrous consequences for countries trying to impose its will on the rest of the world using military and other coercive means. And this is a reference to what President Trump is doing, lumping tariffs left, right, and center, not only on China as a perceived primary rival, but also on allies across the Atlantic, but also in Asia and other countries, and trying to make an economic war or tariff war against the rest of the world. And this is like the Second World War, is unlikely to end well. And of course, Japan is no longer its former self. Its economy is much smaller. Its military has been constrained. It's unlikely to pose any particular threat. But then on the other hand, if Japan goes nuclear, well, that would be a very, very serious repercussions in the region. So I think this warning is timely, borrowing lessons from the Second World War, a warning against Japan, a kind of military maneuvers, against history, a warning, a quiet, a hidden warning to the United States as well. And I think in a world where everything is now much more interconnected, there is more room for a cooperation, together with rivalry, if you like, together with even confrontation. The whole thing do not need to end to war or to lead to a fight. and then all sides should seek to ferret out opportunities which can benefit both sides and to resolve the differences through negotiations.
And Andrew, now to what extent is China's criticism of Japan's defense export plans is it driven by strategic concerns over encirclement or US-aligned coalitions in the Indo-Pacific?
Well, it's driven by all of these, especially because the tariffs war, of course, is up close and personal, as the military exercises between Japan and the Philippines and South Korea, as I said, also with the AUKUS, Australian, Japan, United States, nuclear submarine deal, and the Quad, for example, including India and Australia, Japan, and United States. So all these are very up close and personal along China's borders. And of course, China wants to maintain peace in these important waterways because China's conduit for trade and importation of goods and materials depend on it. It's China's lifeblood, even though China has pivoted to Central Asia and Europe through the China's Belt and Road Initiative overland. But still, the sea lane of communication is extremely important to China's economy and to China's economic well-being. Hence, this warning and reference to the Second World War and also highlighting the importance of settling disputes through negotiation and seeking areas of cooperation which could benefit